An unfortunate after effect of the coronavirus pandemic has been a total shakeup of the job market, leaving many working men and women standing in the unemployment line. And since the plumbing industry is one that has gone wholly unchanged by the spread of the deadly virus due to the necessity of its existence, it goes without saying that a great many people have been looking into the benefits of rocking a plumber's outfit. But how much money do plumbers actually make? And what do you have to do to actually become a professional in the industry? Well, whether you're looking for a change or just want to know more about this incredible career opportunity, you've come to the right place, as we're about to explore everything there is to know about the life of a plumber in 2021. So, strap yourselves in and get ready for an informative ride, as things are about to get interesting. But before we get into it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss any of the new videos we post. The job of a plumber. When asked to describe what a plumber does, the vast majority of you will most likely make reference to the classic workmanship of a residential plumber. But as it turns out, there are a great many subsets to this profession that go largely unknown, each with their own requirements and specializations. In essence, plumbing as a career involves the performance of a number of jobs and activities that revolve around the piping beneath your home or business. This piping is obviously necessary to both deliver clean water to the property as well as eradicate the human waste that is deposited there. So it goes without saying that the path of a plumber is considered to be a necessary one. Just take a look at what happens to a household or business when left without water for a few hours, and you'll see just how in demand plumbers are as the only professionals that can fix this problem and get life back to normal. Honestly, it's no wonder that the profession has been left unchanged by the onset of the coronavirus pandemic. Simply put, it's too necessary to not have around. And this is especially true when it comes to the fight against COVID-19, which requires all of us to stay as clean as possible. But when it comes down to the description of what a plumber actually does, this can be a bit difficult considering the different specialties that are out there. Residential plumbers, for example, are the plumbers you would call if you have an issue at your home involving the piping of that property. These plumbers can do everything from the repair of this piping to the installation of toilets and basins. This is different from commercial plumbers, who are often called by businesses to attend to very similar problems. The job of a commercial plumber is usually a lot more difficult than that of a residential plumber though, as commercial buildings often consist of many floors and a complex layout of piping. These are also the plumbers that are brought on to install piping in brand new buildings, so there is a need for them to know and practice the various building regulations applicable to the region they are practicing in. The last subset of plumbers are those who mostly deal with the maintenance and evaluation of piping. These plumbers aren't called when a job needs to be done, but rather when an evaluation needs to take place. Think of them as the maintenance officers who service your car on an annual basis and are necessary to prevent situations like pipes bursting in your business or home. So now that you know what the job of a plumber involves, let's take a look at why people from all over have been making the decision to earn their dues as a professional in the field. Number 1. The income earned is pretty decent. Probably one of the best reasons for the growth of the plumbing industry has to do with just how much someone is able to earn by working as a professional plumber. In fact, when it comes to the position of a tradesman in Australia, it must be said that there are really only two options. A skilled individual can either take a trip over to the electrical industry, where there is always the risk of electrocution, or take a turn to the plumbing profession, where there is a high likelihood of getting dirty in some muck. And according to the FY18 Tradie Rich list, as published by Service Seeking in Australia, plumbers are actually considered to be paid marginally above electricians when it comes to how much can be charged for services rendered. In fact, surveys conducted have shown that the average base salary for a plumber is considered to be around 40 Australian dollars per hour, with North Melbourne being the best region you could live in with a reported average income of 45 Australian dollars per hour. Brisbane, on the other hand, appears to have an influx of plumbers on call, but even there, the average salary is considered to be just over 39 Australian dollars per hour. For those of you who are a bit too lazy to do this math, this means that the average salary for a plumber in Australia is around 75,000 Australian dollars on average, with some plumbers being paid as low as $65,000 a year, while others hit a career high of about $93,000. As we mentioned earlier, it's quite difficult to establish precisely what is earned by a plumber considering just how many specialties there are in the profession. These statistics have been calculated off of the salaries earned by average plumbers in the nation, but do not include include those who have started their own plumbing businesses. There's also no indication of what sort of plumbers were asked about their salaries, with the word on the street being that commercial plumbers are paid significantly better than residential plumbers. Maintenance plumbers, on the other hand, find themselves solidly in the middle. Either way you look at it though, professional plumbers are most certainly paid well for the work that they do, with many finding the fast rate at which money can be earned to be quite attractive. You see, plumbers are required to complete an apprenticeship of between 3 to 5 years before they are able to be considered to be professionals in the field. But what separates this job from others on the market is that it enables you to be an earning member of society from the very start. Rather than spending years in university learning about the profession, you'll spend some of your time in class and the rest on the job. In other words, you'll be working under another plumber and learning the ropes while you actually earn an income. It's an aspect of the job that is beyond attractive and has caused a great many people to start flocking to it, especially after the pandemic has shaken up the rest of the job market. Number 2. The demand for plumbers. Another reason that has resulted in many flocking to the profession has to do with the intense demand for plumbers all across the world, and this seems to be the case for the profession, regardless of how far into the future we look. In fact, we have gotten so used to having piping and running sewage systems that we could never go back to a time when this no longer exists. It's necessary to live a healthy lifestyle, which is more relevant in today's world than it has ever been before. And it goes without saying that as the population of both Australia and the rest of the world begins to grow, so does the demand for plumbers that are necessary to install, repair, and maintain this piping. Since plumbers don't only deal with running water, but human waste as well, it must be said that the job market is almost never able to fully meet the demands of the broader public, which is why the demand for professionals in the industry is growing as the days go by. Funnily enough, this appears to be a massive gap when it comes to Australia in general, with there being an overall lack of plumbers in the regions of Sydney and Perth, and it's actually due to this gap in the market that skilled tradespeople from countries such as South Africa and France have been making their way over to the Gold Coast in an effort to fill this gap. But as you're well aware, the onset of the coronavirus has pretty much brought international travel to a standstill, causing this gap to grow with each and every passing day. And since some experts have indicated that this gap could only be filled with a steady inflow of new professionals for around 15 years, there's no doubt that this is a great opportunity for a budding employee. So regardless of what you may think of plumbers and the dirty job they often have to do, this is by far one of the most lucrative professions in Australia at the moment. Number 3. The potential for those in the industry. Last but not least, it must be said that the plumbing industry presents plumbers with a wide variety of subsets to specialize in, and since specialization often results in more money, this is always a welcome change. There's also no getting past the fact that plumbers are learning real-life skills that can always be applied elsewhere. Professionals often find themselves opening their own plumbing businesses once they've acquired enough experience, for example, which results in an even greater income at the end of the day. These learned skills are also highly transferable, with a great deal of commercial plumbers finding themselves in the organizational position of a building contractor later on in life. So as you can see, the potential of the profession has a lot to do with just how attractive it is at the moment. And remember, if you're already a plumber running your own business, or just about to start and grow your own plumbing business, you must learn the 4 critical things plumbing business owners wish they had learned before starting a plumbing business, so you don't make the same mistakes. Plumbing Accelerator has put together a free training video you can watch right now that will show you exactly how to start, grow, and build your plumbing business the right way, so you can consistently guarantee profitable work and free up your time, all whilst reducing stress levels and allowing you to have a sustainable and more profitable business that works for you. In this free training video, you will also learn how to generate a steady stream of jobs on demand and with predictability month after month in your local area without relying on word-of-mouth referrals, how to stop competing on price with other plumbers and escape your competition, how to convert at least 90% of your quotes and estimates into sales, and how to command premium prices and attract high-quality customers that will be happy to pay more. Make sure to click the link in the description and let us know what you thought about our explanation of the plumbing profession in a nutshell. Thanks for watching.